Lately we've been talking about a lot of concepts around disaster recovery, high availability. And today we're going to talk about a key concept called idempotency, which is good for disaster recovery, but also generally for just building robust systems. Now, imagine you're browsing the web and you find something you want to buy and you go through the checkout and you press pay and it says, don't press refresh on your browser or you may be charged twice. Right. That is really bad because what they're not doing is being idempotent, because what should happen is, in a good idempotent system, you can make the same request more than once, but you'll only be charged for it once. And this is really important because sometimes when things have gone wrong, you need to replay everything again, and you don't quite know whether it's finished or not. Because if you failed from one site to another, if you can just replay that work, and if it's already completed once, it'll just say, yeah, I'm all good with that, we don't have to do it again. Then it makes that whole process of failing over a lot easier, because you can just replay, everything else takes care of itself. And you do that by having idempotency. And the key thing there is all around managing identifiers. So let's say you've got a process that calls another system to do stuff, which could be take payment, and that fundamentally changes the state in here. What you've got to do is, when you kick off this process, you need to create an identifier in there to say, do stuff, and here's my identifier. So when system A registers that, it's like, good, I've done that stuff, but I've also got an identifier with it. So that when something goes wrong maybe, and you have to retry, when you come around your retry loop, and you say, I'll do that stuff again, here's my original identifier, and system A will just say, yeah, all good, got that. Because you've sent the request twice, but because those are tied together by the same identifier, you've done the thing once, which means that something happened, you've just got to replay, and everything else takes care of itself. That's the key concept in idempotency. So bear that in mind as we go through the rest of our series on disaster recovery.